I'm at 1666 Carolyn Drive, in this is Miamisburg, Ohio, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home, and we're looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, anything that may be of concern to the buyer. The access point here is the roof vent. The stack did have a clean out cap in it, but the stack is cast iron, and it looks like it's starting to have a few spots that look like they're starting to rust through, so I didn't want to take any chances of trying to remove it and damaging the pipe, since it was recessed and has never been out. So we're going from the roof, and it should go all the way down through the floor and then go out, make a turn, and hopefully go straight out. You can see we just got horizontal. So you'd have cast iron on the inside, and most likely it'll be clay on the outside, and there we go. So the stack is in the front of the house, and so it didn't take, it was only a couple feet before it exited, and the cast iron looked really good. So now we are in clay. We're on the outside of the house. Clay is a good material. The only, the most common thing we see with clay is root intrusion. And there we go. So, it's not uncommon to have some root intrusion, but hopefully we can get the camera to go past it. Sometimes we can get it to jump just enough to go through it. There we go. So hopefully we don't have any more of that. That was about 40 feet. So there is definitely some root intrusion. It will need to be cleaned. And we have a break in the line here. So I'm going to see if I can push past it, and then I'll come back to that at about 48 feet, because we want to check any other spots. But there was, at 48 feet, a broken pipe. Now we're going to have a problem here, probably getting this to jump this offset, but we got down to it. It's good. And so hopefully we'll be able to get all the way out, and then I'll be able to inspect a little bit better. Looks like all the problem so far has been in the first few feet once it exited. And we're going to push as far as we can. We should at least be able to get off the property. Hopefully we're able to get all the way out to the main. And it seems like most of this has looked good so far. We just had that spot there with the break, so that will have to be dug up and repaired, and again I will mark that when I get back to the, as we pull back, when I get back to that spot, we will mark it. Change over in clay, which usually just means that I believe that means we were off the property based off of that color change in the clay the way it was. have another break, and that one is not going to be passable. I can already tell. I'm not sure if that's a break or if that's a piece from further up. It looks like it's a break. You can see the pieces around it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push up to about right to the edge of this, and then we're going to pause here. I'm going to get a locate, and then I'm going to have to pull back. But we have found 2 breaks in the line. They're not necessarily obstructing flow at this point. They're allowing the sewage to seep into the ground, though, in both cases. There's a chance that this small piece isn't directly from above, but it does look like it is. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to locate this, and it may be off the property, which would mean that the sewer department would be most likely responsible for this one. But the one up by the house is definitely the homeowner. So I'm going to pause the video and get a locate. Alright, we are 98 feet out. This is marked. I'm all the way out in the street. Not far off the main, really, but this is as far as we're going to get. Come on. Okay, this is what, 98 feet? So I'm going to have to pull back now. And we'll mark the first spot. I believe it was about 45 feet. Yeah, there's no way I'm making that. That's way too big. And the piece broke. Yeah, we're going to pull back. That is marked. It's about 13 feet deep in the road. I'm going to pull back to about 15 feet. Most of the line, I think that chunk may have come from right here, which is back a little bit. You can see that there's something down in there, but it's missing on the right. So now I'm gonna have to mark this piece also. So I'm gonna pause the video, get another locate. All right. So that piece laying down there, that was a major offset, and I won't be able to get past it, but it is out in the street at 98 feet. This at 92 feet is the actual break. And I think that's where that piece laying down at the next section is from. And then we did have, obviously, the roots up by the house. All this looks pretty good. There's the big major break here. You can see just a massive break. I'm going to mark it right here. This is going to be up in the yard, but this is definitely going to have to be dug up and repaired also. Not a whole lot of root intrusion at this point, which is kind of surprising being where it is, but I'm going to pause the video one more time. We're going to get a locate here at 47 feet. Alright, so that is marked. It's about 11'5" at that break, and that will need to be repaired. And then there's also a bunch of roots at 43. At 40 and 43 feet. Two consecutive sections. The cast iron looks really good though. It's in good shape. And here we are going back vertical. Alright, well, so we're back in the drum. So, to sum up, we were able to make it out to about 96 feet, which is out in the street, and that is marked. There's a pretty heavy offset. That is off the property. And then a couple feet before that, there is a break in the line. That is at about 40, excuse me, that was about 92 feet. So the 96 to 98 feet is where that I was unable to proceed past it due to a major offset. There's a break at 92 feet. And then there was a very large break at 47 feet up in the yard. That'd be the only one that the homeowner should be responsible for. And additionally, there is some roots at 40 feet and 43 feet. And those will need to be cleaned. It kind of depends on how the repair goes, but I would say that the roots at 40 and 43, they're getting close. I had to fight through it to get past it the first time, but they're getting pretty close to causing a problem. They're down in the flow line, but the major issues for repair are at 47 feet, 46, 47 feet. That is the major break in the bottom of the pipe where sewage is going to be leaching out into the ground, and the same with the 92-foot break. But that is off the property in the street, so that should be the responsibility of Montgomery County Sewer District. So I'm going to recommend that you contact the Sewer District and also repair the spots listed before. So that'll end the inspection at 1666 Carolyn Drive.